and we move on. 7:47, away from the top of the hour. Good morning, and let's say good morning to Erik Lauber in the studio with us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd.
And on the telephone with us, Vince Mercuri from the Open Door. Good morning, Vince.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning. Good to have you with us both. Erik, you've got a big announcement to make this morning.
Well, Vince and I just want to let folks know that the Heart of a Champion event is going on again this year. We're going to culminate it in March, but we're starting here November 15th. We're going to be raising money again to support treatment and prevention for addiction here in our community. And I have to say, last year the community response was terrific and outstanding. We did the Heart of a Champion Award honoring Sheriff Fyock and Franco Harris out at the Country Club. Country Club was fantastic. And we just want folks to know that the fight's not over, but we've had some success, and I'll let Vince talk a little bit about that.
Vince, weigh in here on this. This is an exciting announcement.
Yeah, the Open Door is so excited to be partnering with IUP and the MARTI Institute to team up once again to kind of, be a champion to help fight against alcohol and other drug addictions, as well as prevention and treatment. And so this whole buy a day of prevention and treatment is about people in the community between now and the end of March. March 27th, we're going to be having an event at the Indiana Theater downtown where we're going to be featuring a comedian, Tim Grealish. He's a nationally known comedian who focuses on his own recovery and kind of has some, self-humor about life and his advancement in recovery. And so the whole idea is that we can continue to be a champion in the community and provide services and education through MARTI and through the Open Door to help meet the needs of people who are in need of our services.
Absolutely. Erik, what's it mean, buy a day?
Buy a day of prevention and treatment. So the fundraiser this year is not some big event where people come and have dinner and they bid on prizes and things like we did last year. This day is go to the website, heartofachampionawards.com. You can donate online or you could send a check directly to the Open Door. And it costs us about $100 a day to do prevention or treatment in this particular topic area. So you can buy a day. $100 will buy a day for somebody somewhere down the road, either in prevention or treatment. And if you wish, if you have someone special in your life that you know has been through recovery or someone who's passed away, you can dedicate that $100 for that particular day, and we'll send you a certificate honoring the fact that you did this. We'd also like to invite you to the event on March 27th if you can come and celebrate, the success of the campaign. But it is expensive to do treatment. Sure. It is expensive to do the prevention work we do. So we're asking the community to step up once again.
So someone can say they have somebody whose birthday is on a certain day. They can say, I want that day, and I want that day in honor of this person.
Exactly.
Okay. So, which means you better do it fast so somebody doesn't grab your day.
We will allow double accounting to occur in this case.
There you go.
Yeah, but we're shooting for 365 days, though. We want to win them all filled by the time we're done.
That'd be great.
And like Erik had mentioned, we have made some gains in Indiana County. We have a community that consistently steps to the plate, not only meeting the financial needs of organizations, but also the needs of people. Indiana County, through the Overdose Task Force since 2015, we have reduced overdose deaths in Indiana County. In 2017, every other county or the majority of the counties in the state, deaths increased. In Indiana County, we decreased from 28%. And based on the information that the coroner, Jerry Overman, has been giving us, it looks like that 2018 is going to continue that trend. So these efforts, the prevention at MARTI, the treatment at the Open Door, are part of a multifaceted effort in the community to help reduce the overdose, in MARTI's case, to help reduce the stigma of addiction. And so it is a community effort and a multifaceted effort. And this fundraising opportunity, Heart of a Champion Buy a Day, is just one piece of that strategy.
And Vince, from the Open Door, and Erik, of course, as well, that this problem it's an animal that has to be attacked from so many different angles. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, certainly. There's no one simple solution to this. If it were, we'd have solved it a long, long time ago. I work on the prevention side more than anything else. We have to fight the stigma because that's a barrier for some people to get treatment. It's a barrier for families to talk about it and seek treatment and support that they need. And that's one of my top priorities. But also, the treatment of this is very, very serious, and it's possible to get into recovery. I think that's part of the message Vince and the people from the Open Door always want to tell you. It is very, very possible to have recovery. You agree, Vince?
Well, no doubt about it. We had our annual dinner last night, and Erik was our keynote speaker, and the enthusiasm about recovery and just the life stories of people that have overcome this illness and been able to go on and be productive members of society and have good, healthy relationships. So through treatment, through prevention, certainly treatment works, recovery is possible, and the more that we can get that word out to people and the more that we have the resources to get that word out and to provide this safety net for people, the less folks are going to be negatively impacted by addiction.
Vince, you mentioned those statistics a couple of moments ago and the number of overdose deaths going down in Indiana County. What to you, because you're right there and you see it every day, what to you have been the real keys to it? Are they specific programs or educational efforts? What's really working?
Well, as Erik mentioned, there's no one approach, and it's a multifaceted effort. But one of the really neat things that we started a year ago in October was what we called CRS, Certified Recovery Specialist on Call. And so when the EMS or police folks go to the scene of an overdose and dispense naloxone, and that's been a big piece of it. We, through Cammie Anderson and the Single County Authority, the Armstrong, Indiana Drug and Alcohol Commission, they have given out over 4,000 doses of naloxone over the last couple years. So we've really permeated the community with naloxone. But this program that we started a year plus ago with some funding through the state and through the SCA, when there's an overdose on the scene, EMS gives the family and the person that's overdosed a phone number for the Open Door. They call the Open Door by their choice, and we've had great numbers in this year plus. And they are immediately, through a three-way call, hooked up with somebody who is in recovery and agrees to meet with them, if not right then, certainly by the next day, to help get them into treatment and navigate getting them into treatment. And we've had great success through that program. We also have a program at the hospital called ARMAUD, which we get when they come to the emergency room, again through the commission and the SCA. They meet with the families, meet with the person who's at the hospital, and get them into treatment. So it's been education, it's been the medication of naloxone, and then it's been through these state-of-the-art intervention programs by getting people into treatment after they have overdosed so that they can get the help that they need. And I think those efforts have helped to reduce it.
Erik, I don't want to get too far stray away from the event that you just announced. Talk a little bit more about that and how people can get more involved in this battle.
Getting involved in the battle, I think, starts with just talking about it. I mean, we have to treat it as a disease. We have to treat it as something that's a chronic illness that you get. In fact, we started a website called talkaboutaddiction.tv, which is part of our prevention program. We filmed all kinds of people talking about it, and as long as people keep it in the shadows, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a barrier for folks. But this event, heartofachampion.awards.com, is the website. People can go make a donation, understand more about what we're doing. There's links to the MARTI website and the Open Door website. And then when they donate, we definitely want them to come March 27th to our event at the Indiana Theater. There'll be some food provided by some local restaurants. Donatello's has already stepped up to help us out. There will be door prizes there just for the sake of it, for the fun of it, essentially. Mm-hmm. There won't be bidding or any kind of thing like that. And we'll get to hear a guy in recovery kind of explain this and also make it more fun because he is a comedian.
Yeah, and when you think about that particular lifestyle, and there are a lot of people in recovery in that industry, in the entertainment industry, and particularly stand-up comics, that lifestyle tends to lend itself to addiction, and so he has some real in-depth knowledge of what it is to be caught in it and to get out of it too.
Yeah, certainly, and he's very funny. I mean, if just to come here and speak is going to be hilarious to hear him describe all that, but it's a serious topic we got to keep talking about, whether we talk about it in a funny way like he does or more seriously as we try to do in some of our settings. But you can't just ignore it. And you can't shove it under the carpet, as they say. Yeah. And you can't be stigmatizing towards it. It's a chronic condition that develops gradually over time because of repeated exposure to some of these particular, very certain chemicals that get into the brain. People want to say it's a choice. yeah, you make some bad choices up front, but it turns into something worse. I mean, I always argue, like, we don't wear sunscreen, but we get skin cancer, and that's a disease. We smoke cigarettes, we get lung cancer. We don't eat right, and we don't exercise, we get diabetes down the road. Early bad choices can lead to something that's a chronic illness, and so we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and you have to keep, and Vince, pardon this, but you have to keep the doors open, don't you?
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, for no doubt about it. And you know, the event on March 27th is kind of our way of thanking people for buying a day. There's no admission fees for that day. You know, when they buy the day of prevention and treatment through MARTI and the Open Door, this is just our evening to say thank you for doing that. Here's some food, as Erik said, that's being donated from the public, and Donatelli's has stepped up. And here's some entertainment and possibly some door prizes that you can win. So we just want to thank folks for supporting our cause, and we're really excited about this Heart of a Champion campaign and the partnership that we're forming with IUP and MARTI.
Erik, give that address once more.
HeartOfAChampionAwards.com.
Gentlemen, thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you so much, Todd and Erik.
Have a great day. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.